Hi guys! So in this video I'm going to demonstrate for you how we will analyze charts, maps, or graphs using something called the Tako method. So the first letter T in Tako stands for the title. So I would usually have you read and code the title. However, this title is very simple, only one word. So we're really going to have to do some digging here to figure out what this map is really showing us and what we can gain from it. So the next letter in the Tako model is the A for axis. And if this were a chart or a graph, I would have you read and code the x-axis on the bottom and the y-axis along the sides, just so that you know specifically what the chart or the graph is measuring. In this case, though, we do not need to do that since this is a map. The K in Tako stands for the key. Down here in the corner, you'll see the key. This is a map about elevation, so it's saying how many feet or meters in the air or above sea level the land is. And we've got some different colors there. So now I know like what this map is actually measuring about Mesopotamia. The last letter, O, stands for observe. So this is where we will actually look at the map and the data in front of us. I specifically want us to pay attention to some patterns that we may notice, some changes, or maybe some causes, and think about the causes that could be the reason why we see some of the patterns or the causes and the changes. That will help us when we are trying to write our claims at the end. So let's actually take a look at this specific map. The first thing I'm drawn to is the outlined red area. This is actually Mesopotamia. I see the Tigris and Euphrates River there. And what I am noticing in terms of elevation is that it is the lightest green color. So that's at the very bottom of the key. So it's about 650 feet above sea level. It's not very high. I'm also noticing that there is a huge change to the north and also to the south of Mesopotamia. We have the deserts below, and they're at about 3,000 feet above sea level, and the mountains above to the north they look like they could be all the way up to 7,000 feet above sea level. So already I'm like trying to think about, okay, I noticed these changes in elevation around this one particular area where there was a huge civilization. And so I'm starting to ask myself for my assertion, so what? Why does that matter? What could be the reason for that change? Or how does that change affect the people who lived there? And for me, I think it's easier for me to think about how it affected them. So here's what I came up with for my claim. Based on the data, I can infer that the changes in elevation along Mesopotamia's borders may have protected them, because I know from my background knowledge that it's really hard to travel across deserts and mountains. So that may have been a form of protection. Or made it more challenging to survive in that region. And again, I'm kind of using my background knowledge and what the text is telling me, because I know that, at least in today's world, if you are very isolated away from other groups, if you have mountains on one side and desert on another side, it's going to be hard for you to trade with people. It's going to be hard for you to travel. And so you may actually, there may be some challenges that come with that type of change in the elevation along the borders. And that right there is a claim that's based on evidence, and it uses background knowledge. And I did this entire thing using the lovely Tako method.